Jesus says, "Follow my vision for your life. I'll lead you into your dreams." August 28th, 2015. Words from Jesus through Sister Clare. Spoken by Jackie. Clare began, "Well, forgive me, Heartdwellers. I'm sorry I didn't get the message up last night. I think it's entirely my fault. In fact, I know it is. I came into worship today and said, 'Lord, I'm sorry. I've been so scattered.'" Scattered? Scattered isn't the word for it. Try distracted. Deliberate attempts to keep you from posting messages. Just make this your priority of the day and this won't happen again. These are deliberate attempts, not circumstance. Forewarned is forearmed. Well, how do I keep this from happening, Lord? Make me your priority every day. I know you are compromised right now with a worker on the property. In spite of that, refocus and let that stand off in the wings. You don't have to focus on that. Just allow it in the background. Okay, I'm sorry. You are weak, Clare, very weak. But where I'm weak, you are strong, right? That's right, my love. Lean on me. Again, forewarned is forearmed. Okay. Let's move on. Thank you. What? You don't like me talking about your faults? You're baiting me, Lord. No, I'm catching a big fish. Are you saying I'm fishy? Not at all. Open your mouth and let those golden coins fall out. You have souls waiting for this message. You're teasing me. I am. Okay, what would you like to talk about, dear Jesus? That's more like it. Each one of my blossoms is unique in fragrance, appearance, rooting, soil, need for water and sunshine. Each is so unique. Without this uniqueness, there would be no garden, my bride. Collectively, you are all my garden, which I delight to walk in at the break of day and even midday, when the blossoms are open, and nighttime, when they close and others open. You are one of my night-blooming flowers. Variety is so very important to me. It serves your free will, and it provides choices for my children and endless possibilities for creativity. Satan has tried to bind these opportunities by encouraging people to group together and be under the yoke of conformity. This is another reason why this channel is so important to me. People are learning to think for themselves and not be conformed to the opinions and rules of others. I created certain rules, and they are the ones that are essential. My commandments and words give life and freedom, while holding together the fabric of society, a society based on my rules for a happy and productive life. It is when men cast off these rules and replace them with those motivated by greed, sensuality, and control, it is then that rules become binding and crushing on my people. My children, do not be yoked to anyone's rules. Yes, you should honor those in positions of responsibility over you, but only when it doesn't contradict me. There is a law of liberty I've given you. It is a law coming from my spirit. It gives life, it protects life, and guides you towards the fulfillment of all that I've ordained you to be. Your individuality is very important to me. It is my heart's desire that you come into the fullness of who you are in me, that all your gifts are brought to perfection and lavished on my body. To that end, I will lead you in paths you have never trodden before. I will take you out into the desert and speak to your heart. I will bring you back to the cities and reveal the movements of men's hearts. I will call you to step out and serve where you have never served before. I will also call you into the quiet place where we commune and bring forth fruit for the kingdom. Don't be afraid of the new. Don't avoid change and don't shy away from the unfamiliar. Rather seek my will above all things and follow where I lead you. You are never alone, even in the strangest places. I'm there with you. This should bring you comfort when you find yourself away from the security of your home. Many of you have compromised for the sake of security and comfort, when I wanted to lead you out into a land so different from what you have known. This has made life wearisome and grinding every day. You will at times find an affection in your heart for someone or some work, and it will surprise you. Pay attention to that. I may be leading you that way. Always pay attention to the movement of your heart. When it moves with your flesh, curtail it. When it moves with my spirit, follow it. How do you know the difference? In thousands of years, I have not changed my voice. It is a tender impression, a fragrance that drifts through your soul. It catches you by surprise and you say, "Where did that come from?" It is sweet and peaceable. I wanted to share with you all the first time the Lord introduced me to music. I had been a professional photographer for 25 years. That's what I gave up when I went into missionary work. Music was always something I always listened to and never dreamt I'd have any part in playing it. And then I married a musician and minister. We were house sitting and our friend had an electric keyboard. I had been playing with the harp and the mandolin for a while, just for quiet prayer and meditation, and just for fun. And I never dreamt the Lord was going to bring me into songwriting and arranging. Well, at her house, I started playing the keyboard, and some amazing sounds and melodies just flooded out of me. So much so that Ezekiel, my husband, who is a wonderful musician, stopped what he was doing and came and stood next to me just to listen. Of course, I was very timid. We began to seek the Lord about this. Was it a gift or a distraction? He continued to confirm it was indeed a new direction. At 58 years old? You've gonna be kidding, Lord. But no, he wasn't kidding at all. He was serious. I remember stepping out of the car onto the driveway at their house when I was still in the discernment stage, and there before my feet was a heart-shaped rock with the clear image of a dove right on top in a different colored stone. It was so clear. Then another time we were having a prayer meeting and I felt something like a comet swoop down from heaven and land in my belly. Afterwards we were sharing our visions and one of the ladies said, "I saw a golden harp descend out of heaven and land in your lap." I thought to myself, But I already have a harp. What could this mean? I sought the Lord and asked what this golden harp means, and all I heard was $3,500. Now, I was raised on classical music and I had really high standards for what a cello or a violin or flute should sound like, and I wanted to start arranging music with all those awesome sounds. We began with a Radio Shack keyboard, but that didn't even begin to touch what I remember hearing as a child during the concerts at the Chicago Symphony Orchestra. I again sought the Lord about the golden harp, and one day we had to go to Albuquerque to pick my mother up from the airport. We had just enough time to look around at the professional music store, and as we walked in, right in front of me was an 88-key Roland Phantom workstation. A workstation is amazing. It has hundreds and hundreds of different sounds, and they're all world-class sounds, because Roland has a very high standard. It's quite an incredible professional tool. I walked up to it, took a closer look, and there was the price tag. Moving sale, $3,500, marked down from $5,000. I said, "There are my $3,500. Well, it might as well have said 5 million. We were so poor, but I just knew by faith that this was going to be my golden harp. We picked up my mother, had lunch, and I just mentioned it in passing, and she said, "I want to see it." So all three of us went and looked. Now my mother, who had her own business and was retired and comfortable, took a bold step and said, "I'll make the down payment." We had 30 days to come up with $3,400. Something inside of me was bursting with life. I could feel this was the beginning of something really special. Well, while my mom was there, we went to the bank to try and get a loan, and were turned down everywhere we went, even with our car for collateral. My mother got really angry with the next bank and stormed into the office while he was turning me down and said, "Forget it, I'll buy it." That was definitely my mom's style. She was tough. That was the very beginning of something I never ever dreamt I would be doing. Making music. Photography had been my life, but music, at 58 indeed, the Lord saves the best wine for last. And just as a note, guess what was on the cover of the package? A golden harp. So don't in any way shun new territory, new dreams, new inspirations. Use the Bible promises to help you discern. Believe me, Jesus is quick to give me lust when I want to go after something that is not mine to do. But if He continues to give me things like God's love, loving God, Holy Spirit, guidance, I know it is truly His will for me to pursue it. I remember coming back from picking it up. We were living in a 20-foot camper trailer, and I looked at Ezekiel and said, "You know what this means, right?" And he said, "No." And I replied, "That abandoned house on Montoya Street. We're going to get permission to move into it, 'cause our keyboard will hardly fit in the camper." And that's exactly what happened. And we've been here for all these years, going on 12 years now. So talking about music is really making me miss it, guys. I really miss making music. Yes, that's a classic example of how I will lead you into a new skill that I've been saving for you. Lord, with the rapture so near, you're sounding like we're going to be here a long time. My love, What I begin, I finish. Follow your dreams, and you will finish them in heaven, or even when I return with you to earth. Everything I begin, I finish, so don't be alarmed. I am not at all saying you will be here for years. I'm saying that every day is a new opportunity, and it's never too late to follow in my footsteps as I lead you. Just as an aside, I want to tell you all that there are keyboards and instruments in heaven, and we'll be using all kinds of technology in heaven. So don't think for 1 minute that you're not going to have anything to play in heaven, because you will. And when we come back to earth, there will also be technology. At that point, I was just feeling a little bit, maybe self-pity, I don't know. I said, Jesus, kind of in a pitiful and forlorn whisper, as tears were welling up in my eyes. I was thinking how I really miss singing and playing my keyboard. And I was going to say, Jesus, when will I be able to play my keyboard again? But he intercepted my thought and lifted my chin. I know it won't be long now. I know I see the yearning of your heart, but for now you have chosen the better part. It's coming to you, and it won't be long. But can't I somehow work it in? I know my schedule is already really tight. We'll see, child, we'll see. And that was the end of his message.